everybody, my name is Christofer Johnson. I'm a folklorist and PhD student at The Ohio State University. Today, I'm going to tell you about my project, Grits and Haggis, A Southerner Goes to Scotland. Have you ever wondered what life in Scotland is actually like? Do they hunt Nessie all the time? Is everybody from the Highlands? Do all the guys actually wear kilts? Well, once you take away the kilts, and take away the bagpipes, and take away the whiskey, on second thought, let's not do that last one, that's a bad idea, but you get the point. Go past the cartoon, and what do you have left? These are questions that I think need to be answered, and they all essentially boil down to the same thing. What does it mean to be Scottish in today's world? Now that's a big question, so how do I propose we go about answering it? Luckily, we have a guide in William Least Heat Moon's classic book, Blue Highways. In it, Least Heat Moon sets out across the U.S. with nothing but a little cash and a beat-up old van, traveling America's back roads, usually marked in blue on old road atlases, and keeping as far away from the big cities as possible. His mission? Trying to answer the question, just what does it mean to be an American in a world so quickly moving away from the farm and into the city? This is where I come in. Taking my experiences growing up in the American South, a place that knows its fair share of stereotypes, and has had a particularly difficult time letting go of the past, I hope to tell the story of a modern Scotland in a way that Americans can relate to. I will travel everywhere from the pubs of Glasgow to the docks of Dundee, from the museums of Edinburgh to the isolated Shetland Islands, in search of the true soul of a nation, all the while trying to answer the question, with the pulse of modernity constantly increasing, and with society rushing faster and faster to the drumbeat of progress, what does it really mean to be Scottish in a modern world? How exactly am I going to do this? Thankfully, technology has advanced since Least Heat Moon wrote his book. Now I don't have to collect all of the material before publishing. I can update my findings daily online. Through blog posts, photo sharing, videos, and even through social media like Facebook, backers will be able to follow the journey as it happens. This is a collaborative project, and we'll all be working on it together from start to finish, everything from picking destinations to talking about the findings as they appear. And when it's all done, then I'll gather everything together and edit it into a 250 to 300 page manuscript written so that real people will actually want to read it. I'm an academic. My interests are academic, but I have no interest in writing a strictly academic book that most people would never want to read. That's no fun for me, and it's not useful for you. Instead, I want to give you a real slice of life that the everyday person will actually be able to read and to enjoy. So why am I the man for the job? For starters, I've actually lived in Scotland. As an undergraduate, I studied at the University of Dundee and traveled extensively on a very, and I stress very, limited budget. I also forged a number of close friendships while I was there, and I made plenty of professional contacts throughout the country, through the University of Dundee and through various Scottish historical societies. I'm a published author. My research partner James Strickland and I traveled to London on a grant from the University of South Carolina in 2012 to study the English free school movement. We subsequently published a comparative study on our findings in the university's undergraduate research journal, Caravel. I'm a member of the American Folklorist Society, an organization of over 2,000 professionals, academics, and enthusiasts, all dedicated to the study of folklore and to the preservation of our cultural heritage. And finally, I'm also a PhD student at The Ohio State University, where my focus is in Scottish folklore and folk song. The data I collect from this trip, all of the stories, the photographs, the interviews, the conversations, my own notes, the videos, even comments by you, the backers, will be used for more than just this book. They'll be used for my own academic work later, to give me a foundation for my later dissertation work. So why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this to let you know that I'm a serious researcher, and not just some kid looking for a good time overseas. I actually care about finding the answer to these questions, and about showing Americans that you can't just pigeonhole an entire nation, that the Scots, and even the definition of Scottish, are more than just what popular culture tells us. If you guys are willing, I think we just might be able to make this happen. This isn't just about academics. This is about telling the story of a nation, and stripping away generations of misrepresentation and misconception.